whenever anyone asked me, like, what's the one movie you want to do? If there was one, I'd always say it'd be Wicked.
So how is Oz as we know it showing up here, and how is a new Oz showing up here?
Well, you know, I grew up on The Wizard of Oz, both the movie but also the books.
Mm-hmm.
My parents are immigrants who came over. It's like, to them, it's the American dream.
It had a very personal effect on me. This is a very cinematic show. This should be on the big screen.
So for me to re-examine that story, to re-examine who is the storyteller in this, and is the Yellow Brick Road the right road we should be going on, and who's that wizard, and why does a villain look like that, and why does a hero look like that?
Oh.
I love that examination, and so that was what the urgency of making this movie felt like.
Wait a minute.
What was it like stepping into it, considering it was so near and dear to your heart and you grew up on it? What was that like? Intimidating? What did it feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, there's a lot of fear in that, but that's what we do.
He could be that boy. I'm not that girl.
Really glad that I was able to have made many movies before this, with lots of different fan bases, whether it's a Justin Bieber fan base, a Step Up fan base, a G.I. Joe fan base, I mean, you name it. And what I always clung to was what I felt when I first saw Wicked in San Francisco before it ever went to Broadway. And I remember just feeling like a little kid. I mean, I was in college, but I felt like a kid watching something for the first time break the screen. And so I always clung to that feeling and moments that I tried to protect in the movie, and knowing the tools that I have as a filmmaker to then blossom it, I guess.
Let's talk about the cast, in specific Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. When did you know that this was the magic chemistry you needed?
It wasn't until late that I knew this was the chemistry. I did think I didn't want to bring Cynthia in. Everyone had to audition, but I didn't want to bring Cynthia in unless I needed to, or like waiting for the right moment. I didn't want to bring her in too early, and at that point, and Elphaba hadn't really taken the reins of this. And when she came in, I expect her to be in her dress and her nails. I mean, she's so iconic.
Yeah.
She came in a t-shirt and jeans, and she looked like a kid in college, and she just sang Wizard and I, like she had dreamed about this her whole life. And I knew from that moment, she brings things to these words that I've heard over and over again in auditions over and over that I never thought about. That was a revelation.
The world needs to see more of you. We would love for you to be our Elphaba.
And Ariana Grande in the same way. This girl in the bubble who's supposed to be just funny, of course she's funny, of course she has the voice, but her way to weave in and out of the emotions of that and where it comes from, her power of popularity and how that is actually a superpower. The way she took this and took care of this character, I felt like I was meeting Glinda for the first time.
We want you to be our Glinda the Good.
Oh my God, thank you. I love her so much. I'm gonna take such good care of her. Thank you so much.
That was blown away. They never did a chemistry read. We brought them to my house after already hiring them, and Stephen Schwartz got on the piano just at a dinner party and started playing, and they started singing For Good. And I was like, game over. We have a movie.
I want people to see Wicked and experience it in a way they've never experienced it before. I want them to feel what I felt going into that theater for the first time. I want to make them laugh, to make them sing, to make them feel that after they've watched it, they've been changed for good.